Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, if Ruto thought that the church is on his side and he will always use the church to sell his candidature, believing that the majority of Christians are going to vote for him, then you should know that it has reached a time whereby now the very same church is using his administration as an example of showing the bad leadership to the congregants. Hapo ndio tumefikia. And there's one video I've seen Kenyans sharing on social media. In that video, Pastor Kanyari was trying to preach something to the people or to explain something. So he decided to use the UDA administration to compare with what God does not like. Okay? In that comparison, the pastor ended up conducting an opinion poll in the church. Wangapi wanapenda UDA administration, serikali ya UDA, wabebe mkono. So what turned out? No one in the church lifted their hand. No one. Then I asked the second question. Wangapi hawapendi serikali ya UDA? Everyone in the church lifted their hands. So the conclusion was that the church does not like, or the members of the church, those who are in that service, do not like the UDA administration. All of them. So it was overwhelming. And totally no one liked that administration. So Kanyari, in his explanation, he concluded by telling them that that is how God is. The question was that, why is it that you don't like UDA administration? The answer is that it is a bad leadership because they have failed the people. So God also is like that. He don't like bad administration. So they have to be good people to make God to like them. That's a comparison that Kanyari was giving to the people.
Hii serikali ya UDA nyinyi ndio mtaamua 2027 mtaichagua ama hamtaichagua. Wangapi wanaona wakichagua serikali ya UDA? Inua mkono wako juu. Wangapi wanaona mpaka hapo hii lazima iende nyumbani? Inua mkono wako juu. Inua kabisa mkono juu. Pastors, tuko pamoja. Kama unasema serikali itaenda nyumbani, inua mkono wako juu. Iende nyumbani. Kanisa zima kila mtu amesema hii serikali lazima itaenda wapi? Itaenda nyumbani. Hebu inua mkono tena. Wala wanasema hii serikali lazima iende asubuhi na mapema. Kura yangu ni iende nyumbani. Inua mkono juu. Si unaona? Kwa nini mnataka iende nyumbani? Maana haijakuwa nzuri kweli. Hivyo ndivyo Mungu alivyo. Kama hutakuwa mzuri kwake, na yeye hatakuwa mzuri kwako.
Hallelujah. Oh yes.
Lazima uwe mzuri kwa Mungu na yeye akuwe mzuri kwako. Kama unanielewa, inua mkono, sema amen.
Amen.
Sema kuanzia leo nitakuwa mzuri.
Nitakuwa mzuri.
Mpe Yesu makofi mazuri.
Hallelujah.
Now we are continuing this final discussion, but just a quick request. For those who are watching and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. So according to Pastor Kanyari, ni lazima ukuwe mtu mzuri kwa Mungu ndio Mungu akupende ama akuwe mzuri kwako. And therefore, serikali ya UDA imekataa kuwa nzuri kwa watu. Ndio maana watu hawajaipenda. So Ruto ni lazima akuwe mzuri kwa watu. Uongozi wake ukuwe mzuri kwa watu, ndio watu waupende. Lakini kwa sababu imekataa kuwa mzuri, watu wameichukia. So that's where we have reached. To an extent, the church can use an administration to show a bad example of leadership. This is the end of William Samuel Ruto in terms of depending on the church in order to get votes. So the church that had embraced William Samuel Ruto, pastors who saw a good leader in Ruto, today they are seeing one of the worst leader in William Ruto. To an extent, they are using him as a bad example in the church where Christians should never emulate. So Kanyari, in the other words, he's telling the congregants never to learn anything that you can embrace in William Samoei Ruto. There is nothing good under the leadership of William Ruto that you can learn as a good example wewe kama Mkristo. That is the conclusion in this video. Hakuna kitu kizuri ambacho unaweza jifunza kwa uongozi wa William Ruto. Yeye na uongozi wake nyumbani. So in that church, everyone is saying that Ruto must go. You can see, no one lifted their hands in support of this administration, not even one person. Swali ikakuwa ni kwa nini? Kwa sababu wao wenyewe wameona kwamba uongozi wa Ruto ni mbaya zaidi. So no matter how many interdenomination prayer functions Ruto is going to conduct, organize, no matter how many pastors and bishops Ruto is going to buy, wale wanatuanga wa M-Pesa pastors, the fact remains that the congregants that these pastors are leading in the church are not happy with the leadership of Ruto. So vile alikuwa Busia akifikiria kwamba akileta kongamano la kidini, na hapa analeta wote, wakuwa Waislamu, wakuwa Kristo, wakuwa Hindu, Buddhist, analeta wote pamoja, anasema interdenomination prayer event. So no matter how many he is going to conduct, the religious leaders are concluding that Ruto is one of the worst leaders ever. Hafai, hatoshi na hastahili kuwa kiongozi ya mtu yoyote katika hii nchi, kwa sababu uongozi wake haupendezi na mtu yoyote. There are obvious reasons. This is one man who came out, and if you use the Bible, there's a king who said that if my father had inflicted pain in you, I'm going to double that pain. That can be William Samoei Ruto. So he doubled the pain. Uhuru was taxing Kenyans at 8%. We saw it as a burden. Ruto increased it by 2 to make it 16%. But that king ended up losing everything. His leadership failed completely. That is William Ruto. That in 5 years' time, there will be no one who will have interest in him because he doubled the pain of Kenyans through over taxation. Sasa hizo ukienda kwa duka ukinunua vitu kwa duka, VAT ni 16%, sio 80. So you pay double taxes. Sasa hizi mtu mwenye akona pay slip, you wonder, nimeandikwa ni kazi ama ni nini linafanyika? Civil servants are at risk. Wao kwa shida kubwa. You work for the entire month, ukienda nyumbani, your pay slip has been milked dry. Ni kama umeenda na karatasi yenye imeandikwa mshahara kubwa nyumbani, lakini hakuna mshahara yoyote. So you wonder really, what is wrong? You look on the kind of agreement they have gone with other countries in terms of oil importation. It becomes scandalous, whereby we have people who pocket money that belongs to us. We buy this commodity very much expensive in the market, but the price, you know, even the international oil marketing price iko chini, lakini hawa wamepandisha juu. And Raila asked a question, where is the 30 shillings going to in every liter of fuel? Ikuwe ni kerosene, ikuwe ni diesel, ikuwe ni ingine nitu namna gani, petrol. 30 shillings inaenda wapi? Up now they cannot answer. If you see anything in this government, they are launching hot air. They get to the site and relaunch what Uhuru Kenyatta has already delivered to the people. Affordable house. They go and relaunch roads, you know, water projects, the dams. all projects done by Uhuru Kenyatta. They end up relaunching. So people are not feeling any influence in terms of positive development from William Ruto's administration. Whatever they see is Ruto trying to own Uhuru Kenyatta's success. Uhuru Kenyatta's project that he already delivered to the people. How do you come and launch a water project in Vihiga that is already serving people for more than 2-3 years? Inawezekana namna gani? How? You can't convince people like that. How do you go and relaunch a construction of a railway that was already commissioned by Uhuru Kenyatta? How do you go and relaunch a dam done and completed by Uhuru Kenyatta, then you want to take credit? Serikali mbaya. Haijali umaskini na wamaskini. They have destroyed businesses in this country because of overtaxation. So many people have been sent home. They don't have jobs. So majority of Kenyans are jobless. Besides being jobless, again, affording basic needs is expensive. So people do sleep hungry. But this administration is over collecting taxes. But nowhere you can see what they have done with their taxes for more than 1.5 years. Because of this, it's all a big no for UDA. That's why you see it is very easy for anyone to say that I cannot vote for this administration. I am not with them. I don't like it. That is why also Pastor Kanyari's example was informed by what is happening in this country. Ataya amesema a big no. So there is a serious rejection from the church against William Samoei Ruto.